Hey YouTube family, it's Dinko the Realtor, your Utah Realtor. Today I'm going to show you in how bad of a shape the housing market is in. Now before we get into the video, if this is your first time to the YouTube channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. That way you're notified when new videos drop. Do me a favor, smash that like button, help me get this video in front of more people. And look, these videos, they take a couple of hours to put together. Do me that solid, hit that subscribe button as well, hit that like button, let me get this video in front of more people. And now let's get into the housing market and see all the issues that are facing the Utah housing market and nationwide. FHA adds new option to help homeowners catch up on past payments. Look at this. Payment supplement would reduce monthly payments up to 25%. If everything was great in the economy, why would they be doing this? Well, it's to cook the numbers, because now you're not having to report these delinquencies and you're allowing people to take advantage for 3 years. It's not just for 1 year that this could be in place for. It's up to 3 years. And starting May 1st, lenders are able to implement this, and they have all the way until January of 2025. That is indicating that the housing market, that the economy is not in great standing, because if it was, why would you be doing this? 25% through a junior lien, and that is not due until you sell the house, until you refinance or pay off the home. So it gets pushed to the back end of the loan. Now, that's not the only one. Check this out. VA calls on mortgage servicers to pause foreclosures on VA guaranteed loans through May 31st of 2024, and this was passed in November of 2023. So we have 6 months where VA loans are not being foreclosed on, so they are not part of the statistics, the data. This is why things take a long time to unravel, and this is why I've been saying nothing has stabilized in the economy, nothing has stabilized in the housing market nationwide or in our local Utah housing market. And remember, I've been showing y'all the data. I mean, look at this. Look at the sales falling off a cliff. Right here, we had 47,000. The last pre-pandemic year, 2020, we had 52,000. And then in 2023, it was all the way down to 34,000 units. And 2024, each month is less, equal, maybe slightly more. So essentially, we're going to have the same amount of sales and potentially even less than the sales right here of 34,000. I mean, you can see this. We are almost heading towards a 50% decline in sales, right? We're at 30%, 40%, 20%, give or take on the month. We are seeing sales declining. Now, that is not indicating that everything has rebounded and everything is great. And then remember, I've been showing the inventory growth. We are over 20% higher year over year. I'm actually going to create a Excel sheet, and I'm going to show the growth that happened in 2019, 22, 21, 23, and it's happening here in 24. So I can actually show you what is going on. And remember, there was massive price drops in the second half of 2022 when that happened, and there was price drops in the second half of 2023 when inventory started building itself up. And right now we are almost 2,000 units ahead, over 20%, and it just keeps growing. And look at this right here now. 2023 was the slowest year for U.S. home sales in nearly 30 years. Look at that. You just keep seeing things popping up. First time in history. This hasn't happened for X amount of years. Nothing is settled. Nothing in the economy or the housing market. I mean, right there, sales haven't settled. Remember, I went over previous videos stating that the Fed, the Mortgage Bankers Association, and the National Builders Association all wrote letters to the Fed saying, hey, this is not sustainable for the housing industry. You guys need to drop these rates, stop selling your mortgage-backed securities, because we can cause a recession that you're trying to avoid, because the sales are not there. Everybody is struggling. I mean, look at that. It's all over. Now, I'm going to keep showing y'all stuff. I'm going to show you everything that's going on. And for that, do me a favor, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, because nobody gives you the real data. Nobody keeps it with you. 100 gives you all the information in the economy, in the housing market, like Dinko the Realtor. And if you need to get a hold of me, my contact information is down below in the description. Feel free to call me, text me. I have people reaching out all the time. And I have people that want to get themselves set up. They want to figure out, what they can do to better their credit scores. I have a great mortgage broker out there that I can send you his information. He can go over that with you, set you up for success in the future, let you know what your monthly payment is, when interest rates drop, when home prices drop. That way you're making financial decisions and working on that credit score so that you're able to take advantage and get that best rate possible at that time when you're ready to buy. But that's going to be entirely up to you, because I'm going to keep providing you with this kind of data so that you have all the information that you need. Look at this. U.S. mortgage application flow plunges to the lowest level since 1995. Again, 830. Oh, I'm actually blocking that. Since 1995. Look at that. Another 30-year thing. So we have home sales here that are nearly a 30-year low. And then we have mortgage applications, right, that are nearly a 30-year low. So if that is the case, if mortgage applications, look, on the purchase side and on the refinance side, they are awful. You have to go back to the 90s. You have to have mortgage applications go up for home sales to go up, right? First, mortgage applications, people entering the housing market. Well, that has not happened. We have not had an explosion with people entering the housing market. So that is indicating that the housing market has not stabilized, and it's indicating that we are in the same struggle that we've been here over the last year and a half, going into here in 2024. And this is what I've been saying. I believe that 2024, the second half, is going to provide some better deals than 2023, and maybe some resemblances to that second half of 2022, where we saw upwards of 15% price drops on homes, and it was the median price from 600,000 almost all the way down to 500,000. It was 510. So there was a $90,000 loss on your average house. Now, right here, we're going to keep going. We're going to keep analyzing and seeing how things are going. Right here, look at this. Majority of people do not actually have wealth outside of their house. So if majority of people's wealth is tied into the house, and we have values potentially going down, people are not refinancing because of these loans, they're not taking money out of their equity, that means there's less money circulating in the economy. That is why we are seeing the pain that we're seeing. And look, all of this stuff takes time to unravel, because they pass things to prevent that, right? And they're kind of cooking the numbers when it comes to certain data points. When you're following, everything's all over the place. This is indicating inflation. This is indicating no inflation. This is indicating that jobs are not being created to that extent. This data over here is indicating that it is. I mean, it's all over the place. And right here, look at this. Our credit card delinquencies rise as more Gen Z cardholders are maxed out, the New York Fed research shows. Now, we know credit card debt is at an all-time high, over $1 trillion. And Gen Z, they're saying that people that are 29 years and under have never been put in a worse financial situation than now. I mean, you keep reading this stuff, right? So, look, we are still hanging on that cliff. If we fall, this is what I've been saying. Nobody knows what the impacts of that is going to be. Is the unemployment rate going to go up to 4%, 5%? I mean, we're almost at 4%. It's going to go about 6, 7. Look, we have resemblances to the dot-com bubble. We have resemblances to the booms of the 80s, where inflation was just out of control. We have resemblances to the 08-09 financial crisis. I mean, we have resemblances to everything that has happened going back all the way to the Great Depression, all the booms and all the busts. And look, things don't just settle overnight. I know we're all used to Amazon Prime, but that doesn't work that way. And look at this. 401k withdrawals surge to another record high. So everything, again, is near record highs, surging to record highs. And why would people be taking out their 401k withdrawals if everything was great? Because it's not, right? I mean, you got to read between the lines. And then right here, this is all the stuff that I've been going over in multiple different videos. Look, commercial real estate trouble could trigger systematic credit crash, fund manager says. And then this is another article saying, hey, troubled commercial real estate loans will come due in 2024. Commercial real estate, you can Google it. There are people out there stating that this can resemble 08-09. And look, if commercial real estate crashes, well, that's not going to impact single family homes or condos or apartments. How not? Economy circles around, right? It's a circle of life. If all of a sudden all this office space, it's going to cause banks to go under. It's going to cause people, janitors, restaurants around. all these people are going to start losing their jobs. See, when one thing actually crumbles, it leads to another, it leads to another. This is why I've been saying, look, as long as you want to wait, if you want to wait until next year, if you want to wait until the second half of this year, if you want next month, next year, like I've been saying, it doesn't matter to me. I'm going to be in here. I'm going to be in this industry for 20 years from today, 30 years from today. I want you to make financial decisions you feel comfortable with and have the data that nobody else is giving you. And then right here, look at this. Late car payments hit the highest peak since the 1990s. And then right here, another one says, hey, delinquency rates are at the highest level in almost 30 years when it comes to the auto industry. And this is stuff that I've been going over for the last year and a half. And look, the subprime car loans are actually mimicking the subprime mortgages of 0809. And again, there are defaults that are going, but banks are not even wanting to repossess some of these cars because they're saying, hey, they're so overvalued, right? Cars are not supposed to go up unless you have a classic. And during the pandemic, people were paying cars, above MSRP on the new cars. Old cars went up 50, 70% on their value, which is completely crazy. Somebody drives a car for 3 years and sells it for the same amount that they bought it for. I mean, how many people are underwater, right? Repos are exploding up. So all of this, what happens if unemployment rates start going up? Well, look at all these things that are brewing in the economy. Again, don't believe hey, everything is great, home prices are just going to explode up, they're going to drop rates. Well, why would they drop rates back to 2% and then cause themselves the same issue? And if home prices were to go up $100,000 every single year, then everything would be worth $1 million and nobody will be able to afford anything, and we'd be even in a worse situation than we're in now. I mean, these are kind of the things you have to pay attention to. And then, remember, I've been saying we have resemblances to everything, right? That's happened in the last 100 years. Well, look at this, the dot-com bubble of 2000, right? Where people were overly investing in the internet, in the dot-com. They were thinking, hey, newspapers, news channels, news media, everything's obsolete. Invest in the internet. And then we had the dot-com bubble. Well, look at this. In 2021, so keep in mind, this is when interest rates were actually lower than what they are now. More than 400 companies haven't been able to raise any new money since 2021, according to PitchBook. Now, nearly 95% of all tech startups worth more than $1 billion aren't able to generate a profit at all. I mean, let that sink in. Only 5% of tech companies valued at $1 billion or more are actually able to generate a profit. 95% can't. How is that indicating that everything is great? I mean, a lot of these companies have never even been through a recession. They've never been through the high interest rates. They all started after 08, 09 when interest rates were down, when everything in the economy was booming for over a decade. How's that all going to unravel itself? Look, nobody keeps up with you 100. Nobody gives you this kind of information. Do me that solid if you've watched the video all the way here. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Help me grow this YouTube channel. Make sure that you subscribe so you're notified when new videos drop. That's going to help you make sure that you're making a financial decision that you feel comfortable with whenever that is. No rush on my end. My contact information is down below. And I have people reaching out, putting plans ahead, 6 months, a year, 1 month, whatever it is. Or they're just kind of reaching out to me every couple of months and just wanting to kind of see what's going on and things like that. And I'm going to keep these videos coming. I'm going to show that video with that inventory, the growth that's different. And I'm going to kind of mimic and show y'all what's going on and why I believe the second half of this year is going to be a much better time to buy than it was in 2023, resembling that 2022. And look, I've been telling the sellers, get your house on the market right now. And I've been telling the buyers, hey, in my opinion, look at the data here, assess it. What do you think? Should you buy now? Should you buy in the second half? Look what the data is indicating. And they go, well, I mean, based on the data, I should wait, huh? I'm like, well, that's what it's saying, right? So let's wait. Let's see if we can get you a better deal in the second half. Did it in 2022, did it in 2023. And here, trying to do it again in 2024, because everything that I do is for the benefit of you. And watch this next video. I'll put it up somewhere over here if you haven't, the previous one that goes over that inventory boom that we're having right now.